What's going on, all you wild ranchers out there? Yeah! The two wild bunkhouse boys are back. We're back again to review another all new season of Yellowstone after a lengthy hiatus. How many years? 2 years, I think, since the last episode aired. We're back with the final batch of 6 episodes in the Dutton family legacy, the Dutton Ranch. It's all ending in these 6 episodes. We're talking about the return of Yellowstone.
You're treating me like I'm a suspect.
He will ruin this family's name to save his own.
You should be scared. I know everything.
Yellowstone.
That's right. These two wild boys are back at it. Huge fans of Yellowstone. Moseying our way back to the back pasture to return to this series. It's been some time. I actually forgot what happened because it's been so long. Everything going on behind the scenes. Kevin Costner, of course, decided not to return for the final season. A lot of controversy surrounding this, but we finally returned Taylor Sheridan, of course, creating this huge universe, making me love Westerns again, and, being a huge fan of this since the very beginning. But we've been following this for some time and really loving these characters and interested to see how it all ends.
And we get right into it in this first episode, and we find out the fate of John Dutton. The last season, he had become governor, was rising to power. And in this first episode, we find out he seemingly killed himself, or so we're led to believe. By the end of the episode, we find out that isn't the truth. There's somebody else involved, of course, and you'll find out who it is. It's not any secret. So they start off the season with a bang. It's, Kevin Costner's body double laying in a bathroom floor with a gun next to him. And, knowing his character, we all know that he'd never do such a thing. His family members know that that wouldn't happen. So everybody's skeptical right away when they hear the news. But of course, everybody's distraught. Casey and Beth are the first to the scene, and they, of course, rush past all the authorities and ignore their warnings not to go in there. And they go in and look. And of course, we're seeing all these characters react to the death of their father. So everybody's taking it very hard, as you can expect, and the family's kind of barely holding together at the seams in that first episode.
Oh man, so much emotions in the first part of this episode. They don't waste any time to get right to it. What happened to Kevin Costner's character and what you were describing exactly is how they go about it. Not what I was expecting, but of course, showing his body and how he passed away. It all seemed too convenient. So, throughout the rest of the episode, of course, with his children devastated, this is the end of their world. Beth, especially, they want to, try to grieve and figure this out, who killed their father. Of course, they point them right to, the one brother that's always been a problem throughout this entire series. Of course, I'm talking about Jamie.
Jamie Dutton, yeah, the bastard child, basically, of the family. There's always been issues. He's always had issues with his dad, and he had mentioned something in the last season about, taking out his dad. So it's no secret who's involved in this. And then you have like his girlfriend there who works alongside him, and she basically took the reins and took what he said literally and made it happen. So, we're gonna see the, family members, siblings go after Jamie in a big way. I'm sure that's where this is all headed. They're going to get revenge for their father, and it's all going to be about, carrying on the legacy of the Dutton farm. How can you do it from here? And of course, we have Rip Wheeler, who's basically been the, main star of the series outside of Kevin Costner here. He's running things. He always has back at the ranch. He's very much involved in the day-to-day operations. And, you can obviously see his character go on to, take over the ranch and see it to the future. As he mentions, the whole thing about a legacy and having a legacy is being able to carry on things, through the years when certain things, like he mentions the John Deere tractors and how they were able to survive, where they first dealt with like horse and wagon, and then they eventually made the tractor, and they're still around today. Well, you kind of have to roll with the times, and he's going to have to, see the ranch through this difficult time and take it into the future. And of course, you have Casey there too, He's another person who could seemingly take over. His son's interested in the whole ranch life too. So there's a lot of people involved in carrying on John Dutton's legacy, but it's going to be about, getting revenge on what happened with him. And we'll have to see where the dust settles after these final batch of 6 episodes. But after this first episode, it gets us back into the world of Yellowstone. You'll waste no time in setting up the final season here, the final batch of episodes. It reminded me what I love about this show, just the beautiful cinematography, the great script writing by Taylor Sheridan, him being involved in every aspect. It didn't always work, with the drama behind the scenes. Kevin Costner, apparently the schedules didn't line up. And, that led to some tensions and, the show must go on. So it's going to be a totally different show than it would have, had John Dutton survived. And I'm sure it would have been probably a better finale with him there. But he's not there, so you got to move on. And I have faith in Sheridan. All his shows have been solid, and he sees them through, and he's going to want to end this in a big way.
Talking about Kevin Costner, John Dutton, he's almost died a few times, so now finally he passes away in the show. It's setting up the family, the next chapter, essentially the next generation. Even the young kids have grown up before our eyes since the first season. Casey's son, setting him up for success in the future. And it's going to be interesting what he does, like the young kids, even Casey and Beth, what the next step is. It's going to be really interesting. Thought it was tasteful the way they introduced this episode. Didn't waste any time. What exactly happens, how the family's dealing with it, dealing with revenge, going after Jamie. You have Rip and his crew going out to Texas, seeing Jimmy again. There's a lot going on, but I thought it was a really solid reintroduction to these characters. It's been a minute. Really fantastic show. Taylor Sheridan, one of the best in the business, creating this really awesome universe, many spinoffs to come after this. And yeah, just really solid dude, great writer for sure. Writes characters we care about week to week. And always excited to return to the next episode on the following Sunday. So final 6 episodes should be really interesting. I'm sure he'll go out with a bang, and I'm super excited for it. First episode was solid across the board. Love seeing these characters again. Cinematography, just the view of everything. Montana is absolutely beautiful, and it's great being in this place again. It's been some time. So that being said, the first episode, season 5, the finale, the final 6 episodes. First episode, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. John Dutton, hair pieces.
It's a great return to form for the series. It's been a couple of years, so it'll take everybody a minute to get back into the world and remember what happened. I had to watch a recap to kind of figure out, where things left off last time. But, after the first episode, I feel like we're right back there with them. It's going to be interesting to see how everything's wrapped up. They have a lot to do in these last batch of episodes. And I have faith that they'll do a good job and do the series justice. This really launched the Taylor Sheridan universe. Now he has all these other shows, and hasn't really missed. Overall, some are weaker than others, but really he's really created his own universe. It's pretty spectacular, and it all started with Yellowstone, and it's all going to end with this. But this first episode, great to be back with the Duttons, the ones that are alive anyway. We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm going to give the first episode of the final season of Yellowstone, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Casey Dutton hair pieces.
Well, we're interested in hearing from all you cowboys and cowgirls out there. What did you like about the first episode, the return of Yellowstone season 5? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these wild uncles on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
Well, it's time to get back out to the bunkhouse. We're going to brand each other with the Cinephellas logo. So until the next Cinephellas Yellowstone review, I'm Uncle Henry Hill.
And I'm Logan Dutton, signing out to the next TV review for Cinephellas, Back Pastures. Cheers!
Cheers!